Here at the ESTRA show, and one of the guys just came up to us and said, you know, hey, I got a little Herc over here, and it's on a Dodge 5500 with a tandem axle. And I remember speaking to you, and you were talking about building a truck with a knuckle boom and a box on the back so you could service, because you do all kinds of things from towing to mechanics to diesel mechanic work, all under the sun. So to see this here today is such a pleasure, and I owe you a hell of a handshake, because young man, you really outdid yourself. And
tried to.
From my understanding, you built this from scratch, stretched the frame, bought the unit from us, outfitted it with the little Herc, and let's just go over the scope of what your work is.
Mainly I do truck and trailer repairs.
Sure.
And if we get a police call, because we do a lot of police towing for New Jersey State Police and our local towns, if we get something that is small, I'll just grab it with the wheel lift.
Yeah, I
this
mean,
way here, they don't have to wait for someone to get there. If I'm going by, I could just stop and pick it up.
The fact that you were able to implement this, you know, my question is, who thought of this?
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
my boss had it, and he gave me a thought. He says, what do you think about putting a truck together all in one?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. So I sat there for like 6 months trying to find the right chassis and everything else, and drew some scrap paper pictures of it and handed it to my two bosses and said, this is what it could look like.
How long did it take?
Took me about 1.5 years.
Yeah, I believe
After the 6 months of planning to do it.
It's so impressive. And I notice little things that, you know, for the gas. Look how easy it is to give it gas. There's so many times that, you know, as a body upfitter, you know, the little things that, you know, make a big difference.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you see.
I didn't want the goofy thing they give you with the body, that black compartment, so I brought it up higher and cut out the.
Well, you're not bending over. You're not very ergonomic. Very smart.
And I also have it, because I have a fuel tank in the bed of the truck. I have right there that little compartment. Yeah. Up the top there. That's the filler cap for the diesel tank in the back.
That's inside. So you can give gas to everything inside, all from the driver's side of the truck. Man, you thought of it all, brother. That's amazing.
That's where you put fuel in. That's where we're going to put the fuel in at the truck at. So.
And then every little thing, I keep just getting blown away. He's got Kelderman suspension on this as well. Yeah. I mean, this is the ultimate. I dare to ask, how much is into the build right now?
200, 210.
But if you think about what she's capable of doing from here on out,
we can make a lot more.
Yeah, that's nothing. That's a drop in the bucket in comparison.
Yeah. There's a lot of trial and error with trying things out, what works and don't work, which happens in every build. I'm not a major guy. I'm just a little guy with a torch and a welder in a shop. So
I'd say you're more than that. But and look at, you know, all the compressors and everything that you have, welders. I mean, geez, you really are a self-contained unit. SCU is your new nickname, buddy.
Thank you.
So what have you towed with it?
35-foot Class A motorhome with it on the wheel lift. Which
is more than we would suggest that you do,
well,
but it's...
You said in your paperwork that you do not exceed your tow vehicle's weight limit. Well, I'm 26,000 pounds, so I'm putting your wheel lift to a test.
You are. That's what she weighs empty?
Yes.
Stop it.
With all this stuff on, the way it is right now is about 26,000 pounds.
And, you know, primarily you're not overloading the lift like that. I'm assuming that a lot of times you're doing
I was just trying it.
1 tons and...
I do, like, the biggest thing I've pulled so far was F550 flatbed.
Sure.
And that was only just to try it out, to see what the suspension.
And it worked.
And it worked.
Yeah. What other towing? Because clearly you've been using her, so I'm curious what are the...
my first original service truck, that was a 20,000 pound 550. I put that on the wheel lift.
Okay.
And towed it down the road.
What was wrong with it? Why did you have to do it? Just curious.
Just try it out, see how it did. Make sure the wheel, everything works. I do like little minivans, stuff like that.
Sure. It's so impressive, but give us a tour. I mean, what are the trap doors here I'm looking at?
The trap doors back here, they're for tow forks for the attachment.
Nice.
I kind of copied our one.
Yeah, you made your own. This isn't ours. You wanted specifically to have
I wanted so I can
the
have
same,
my same as our big wreckers.
Correct.
So I used the normal.
Sure.
And the bar is actually an old T-bar off a flatbed.
Okay.
I just cut the pieces off the pivot point and put it together.
And we got the side puller, and then you put the knuckle boom.
Originally, that's where the axle is. That's factory set.
Okay.
So you have all this overhang, and then
So this was a 60 CA?
80.
84? Okay.
But with the wheel lift being all the way out, as it is,
Yeah, a
that's
lot of overhang, a lot of leverage, yeah.
So I added another axle to it. The first axle I had was just plainly dummy. This
And
one,
it's not a drive axle.
no.
It's just a floater.
It's a floater, but I upgraded this axle to having brakes.
Oh, nice.
And the brakes correspond, the brakes and the ABS all correspond with the front drive axle.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just so impressive. And again, I don't think there's anything that you're not going to be able to tackle with this thing.
That's what I was hoping.
Yeah. And so how long has she been out in the field now? I mean, have you proven this theory yet? Is this still in the, prototype stages? Where are we at with it?
Right now, I think I'm out of the prototype stage because I've worked it for about a year.
Okay, that's great to hear.
Made the changes throughout the year, like the back suspension, I had to upgrade that. Originally, it had the spring suspension in the rear. I took that out to put Kelderman.
Was it not sufficient?
The spring was good, but I needed more room to put the rear Kelderman air ride in it.
Got it.
Because right there is where the spring hanger would be for the spring loops.
Yeah, one thing I don't think people understand is that Kelderman airbag is like a semi bag. It actually flexes, where the other ones that you buy the cheap airbags for pickup trucks, they don't flex.
No, these are actually the ones in this back axle are actually from a semi truck.
Really?
I got the part number and I ordered bigger bags for this.
The underbody boxes, plenty of storage before and after the axle.
Yep. And here I got for like accident scenes, speedy dry skates.
What?
I got a 2-gallon can of gas just in case someone runs out of gas.
Sure.
Wheel chalks.
What about this one?
This one here.
I love how you polish the tank.
Yeah.
That wasn't overnight.
No. Drain buckets for normal road services.
Yeah.
Mini J's, 2 long J chains for something.
I love that you put the gate valve on there.
Yes, I got one for the return and one for the feed.
Man,
this way here.
That's it. Yeah, same thing that we do. I love how you put the dollies up there.
Yes.
Ander Collins, good choice, young man.
This I didn't put. This is from in the ditch.
Sure.
To 9,000.
You're happy with it?
Yeah.
Works good?
It did what I need. I need to stabilize the legs for that.
Yeah.
I could have cared less about the winch, but.
So this is an 8-ton or a 4-ton?
This is a 4-ton IMT crane, 3820.
Wow.
And I converted changed it over to a wireless remote.
And this is where she rests when you're driving?
Yes, I built that A-frame and she rests on there so it takes stress off the back here.
Yeah, makes sense. I was thinking you were using that for like winch outs or something, to get leverage but.
I did put a D-ring on the front of it.
Okay.
I put a ring here.
Oh yeah.
In the hitch so I can pull from this.
Sure.
Because the pieces, this is also removable in case I take the bumper off.
Oh, okay. I see the bolts right here.
But I have receivers in the frame that go back 1.5 feet into the frame.
Wow.
Then they're bolted in 3 different spots, and then these slide on it. So this way here has support.
Amazing. So I'm so glad that you're here because it's so impressive to see somebody back up the claims of what
I was talking about.
Yeah, and it's rare, and you really deserve it. And I guarantee you, there's somebody else saying that I need that in my life because again, you're not going to have to get back for a different endeavor. You're covering them all. Again, self-contained unit.
Yep. Thank you.
Man. It's a pleasure to see you here.
Thank you.
And coming here and to show our product, the fact that one of the coolest custom trucks I've ever seen.
Once I found out you were here, I had to go over and see you. So.
Yeah, and I'm so thankful. Thank you so much for doing
that. Because I remember talking to you on the phone when I bought the wheel lift.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's amazing, dude. And you're working it. That's what I love about it.
24/7.
He even got the steps in case he's got to get on the roof.
Yeah, the rack I have so I can get up there to do roof jobs and lights.
If he's got.
Because I don't like ladders. So.
Yeah, and the area lighting. Is it same on the driver and passenger?
Passenger.
Wow.
Rear.
Yeah, those are bright.
Yeah. I got them on the rear of the truck. I got 2 backup cameras, one for down low, one for up high.
What?
And
I love it.
The lights you supplied with the wheel lift for my backup lights.
Oh yeah, these do look familiar, huh? Look, he's even got a wire spool in case, you know, there's a wiring job.
Yep.
Somebody, you know, there's a short.
Wiring spool.
Batteries.
I got keep 4 batteries. I got thread checkers to check a bolt thread, metric or standard.
Wow.
And all those bins up in the front, they're all for like little stuff, glad hands for
Sure.
trailers and trucks and plugs.
So impressive, man.
And
You
also,
really outdid. Where'd you find the box? The box
body I
at?
had Morgan Body make it for me.
Okay. And they custom built it for your spec?
For my spec, yeah.
And which was how high, how tall?
I think it was a
The point is, you
90
got.
something inches. 9.
Do you know what the overall height is of this?
The truck itself is 12 foot.
Really?
It's a little under. It's like 11.8 with the spare tire.
So
that's
you're
up there.
under 12 feet
So
tall.
I'm under 12 feet.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, so you're not having a problem with bridges or nothing.
Not yet.
Right. How's it ride? It's got to be the next
beautiful.
question. Does it?
Yeah, it's real nice.
So did you notice a big difference with or without the Kelderman on?
Oh yeah, I noticed a big difference.
Really?
It rode a lot better.
Better on the back or better on the weight where it didn't look like it?
Better with the weight.
Both.
Smoother ride.
Okay.
It's a little bit sway. Like you can feel when you go around a bend, you gotta take it easy. You can't go around a sharp turn at 100 miles an hour.
Right.
But I'm used to driving big trucks, so they move a lot. The big wreckers, they lean
Sure.
with the air ride, so I'm kind of used to it. So.
Man, I'm so impressed. So this is a brake light turn signal?
Nope, these are strobe lights.
Okay, wow.
I have them set up here so I can have it as like an arrow board, so I can either go left or right with it.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, I get this little one will work these lights, and then this I have for shelf lights,
Oh, wow.
and then this will be driver's side top flood.
Okay.
This is rear flood,
Here, turn it on for him.
and then there's passenger side flood.
Gotcha.
And then I have an inverter with all 110 LED lighting inside.
Again, nobody does this. Nobody puts forth the effort.
If they do put it, they don't show it. So
But more
just
importantly,
figured-
it doesn't look like it's a slap together deal. It looks.
I tried to make it
You
look
can
as
tell.
professional as I could.
No, and you did a great job. What's the tires up top?
That one's the spare tire for the truck.
Really? It's got a spare tire for the truck on the roof.
They didn't want to go without a tire because I've been doing a lot of traveling this week. So, and then here I got torch reel, 50-foot torch lines, 50-foot diesel fuel, reel and meter, and I got a jumper for jumper cables. And fire extinguisher liquid. You're supposed to have it by flammable stuff. So
Yeah, DOT.
I have 3 fire extinguishers, all by each thing that can catch on fire. Back here is stuff to do tire changes, the jacks for on the road, change the pull stuff.
So you're changing tires,
Yep,
you're changing radiators,
yep.
you're towing cars or trucks, you're welding,
Fabricating on the road,
fabricating on the
whatever
road,
has to do with a vehicle.
accident scene.
Yeah,
You know, the lighting on there is, I mean, I know at night that's got to be crucial.
yeah. You see it later tonight for the light show. The contest,
Everything is
whatever
such
that
a good. I see you painted these yellow.
Yep, these yellow and whites are colors. So
Love it.
I got my boss to change on the logo design. They do like the mirror effect behind it, so it's a new design.
Sure.
So kind of happy with that. Kind of glad that he changed
It's the little things, they add up.
Yeah, it made a big difference with changing the logo.
Sure.
And one of our heavy duty wreckers had the 2 stripes, so I wanted to copy the angled stripes onto this. This compartment I keep all my extra forks in.
Nice.
I have wide ones, so if you want to grab a truck from the back by the hitch area, like little dump trucks, they got a big plate back there, so I've got different lengths.
How are
ones.
you mounting the dollies? Exiting and entering. I see that you have a special notch.
Take this. Knock this off.
Stop. That was smart.
And these pieces here are actually off the side puller. They were the braces that go up to mount the light bar to.
Really?
So I cut them off. I didn't need them there.
And utilized them for your,
Sliced them down the
it's
middle.
a form channel, that's a strong piece.
Yeah.
And you're able to articulate it so it just falls right in there.
Yep.
And it's not a big pain in your
Not
butt.
a big pain in the butt.
Working smarter, not harder. That's for darn sure.
And then I put holes here so I can lock these up so no one can steal them.
So the bigger question is, would you do it again for somebody if they wanted?
What was that?
The big question is, would you guys build this? If a viewer seen it and said they wanted it, would you be willing to build it again for
That's my
them?
plan. I want to start building these.
Yeah.
So
Smart man.
do whatever they want. If they want something, they don't need all this. This is like everything you could possibly get.
Yeah.
If you just want the box with a wheel lift.
Well,
Yeah,
what's
box and
impressive
wheel
is
lift.
everything that you needed, you made it
I
work
made it so I can,
on one truck. I mean,
for
that's
what I
unheard
need it
of.
for.
This really is 6-7 trucks in one,
Yeah.
right? I mean, so how is it not worth if you add up the trucks that you would need to accomplish the same goal?
Yep. Accomplish
It's a
it,
no-brainer.
and then insurance for all those trucks.
There you go. Yeah, the insurance.
And
on it.
registrations and maintenance. It's all in one.
Yeah, thank you. That is, man.
That's what we were looking at. There's a little vision I had in my head. I showed it to my bosses and they said, okay, let's do it.
Well, we're honored that you chose to build your dream truck with our equipment. So
You're welcome.
listen, man. Thank you. And
You're
it's a
welcome.
pleasure to see you here. Honest to God.
Nice to
Thank
meet you too.
Yeah.
I always watch the videos and stuff.
Well, again,
And now I get to meet you in person. And
we're here with Scott, Charlie from CT Citywide Towing out in Mass. It's a pleasure to see you guys here. And one of the great things that I want to take advantage of is A, to check in with you, see how you're liking the unit, and B, to explain your presence over in Ludlow, Mass. If anybody's on the East Coast and needs help, you've been stocking parts and helping these clients. If there's ever a warranty issue with me, you've been gracious enough to always accommodate them and get them in and out. Thank you. And just recently, you completed a complete frame reinforcement, installation, and rear suspension per the same way that we do it. We provided you the frame kit. You were able to find a spring shop, and you had a welder come to your place. And I'm hats off to you for getting that done, because I really feel like there's a lot of guys that probably are not driving to Detroit because it's so far. And if you're available and have an option for them, I really feel like that's a potential for people to take advantage of, the combination that we have. So my first question, I guess, is for you, Charlie. How long has it been now? It's
right around 3 months.
About
3 months, yeah.
And how many times you've been using it? What do you feel?
I've done about 100 tows in it,
Okay.
both trailers and cars, trucks. I'm happy, very happy with the system. It's convenient, it's quick. It took a minute to get used to, but once I got used to it, I really like the options.
Sure.
So far, I haven't found anything wrong with it.
He's the one who really explained to you, listen, your experience is you've been fixing other manufacturers for your clients as well.
Yep.
And you see a distinct difference between the two. What is the main thing that you're telling him? If we could go back and share with the audience, what were you saying to him behind closed doors?
The quality, that's it. Just quality, design, you can't beat it.
Sure.
Frame reinforcements are better than anybody. The thickness of the steel, everything's nice and greasable.
It's easy to work on.
Easy to work on.
And you look at some of the other ones that he's had in his shop, I've seen them myself, and they're just not. They're not up to par. I wouldn't tow with it. I wouldn't feel comfortable towing with it.
Right.
Maybe it's cheaper or whatever, but there's some things you don't want to cheap out in life.
Right. Well, and I tell people our unit is cheaper in the long run, because you're not going to have
to fix it.
And that's a big thing. So when you came, and then you were able to finagle her in the show, and I asked you, can we lift up this truck to show everybody? I mean, you didn't hesitate. You knew what time it was.
I knew right then and there.
Because what'd you say? You picked up
I picked up a bucket van, one of them vans with a bucket.
I didn't hear that.
It wasn't that heavy, but it had a bucket on the top, like a cable van.
It's good to know that you have equipment that you can count on. I like to tell people that the unit will work just as hard as you will. You can't say that about all the other equipment because you'll break it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he has one of them. I don't know what brand it is, but it's been in there 5 times in the last month.
You know, 5 times last week.
You know what I mean? So I mean, you know, to me, you know, I mean, mine has been perfect. Other than, you know, him greasing it and service it, I haven't had an issue with it. Again, I'm still new and it's only been 100 toes.
Sure. Well, what would you tell somebody that's just getting it for the first time? Like you said, you had to get acclimated to it. So I'm curious too. I want to be able to help people get acclimated.
Well, my hardest part was learning how to adjust so that they come out before you go under the car.
Gotcha. Like,
You know,
popping them open.
Popping them open.
Sure.
You know, getting the feel right, and then, you know, obviously adjusting the height.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, again, I use the trailer hitch feature a lot too because I do a lot of trailers.
Sure.
So there's multiple, you know, I've even used the motorcycle attachment once or twice. There's no reason, once you get acclimated to it, it's the best truck you'll ever own, in my opinion, you know.
And is it because of the performance of the unit and the ride comfort?
I think it's a combination of the both. I mean, you know, granted, it's not cheap, but
Right, because I remember you calling me. I mean, we spoke for quite some time. You were, you know, very concerned. So it's an honor to have you here and have you say that, because I remember we had conversations that, you know, you were skeptical. I mean, let's be honest.
Right. And you know, in the end, you know, I went to your place and you showed me around, and I got very comfortable, you know, and you know, you treated me like a person, not like a customer. You were straight up about every little detail. You know, you showed me everything in the shop. I mean, to me, that was, like I said, it was a big deal because now you're showing me you stand behind what you do.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that means you believe in your product, and your product is a good product. I have to admit.
I feel like that's why Scott is promoting it outside of, you know, we're not paying you, you know, and you are a godsend to us because you're fully competent, capable. I mean, you own Discount Auto Repair, and you've now acquired 4 or 5 repo companies, and he's kind of shifting. So again, if there's anybody that wants to get service, get installed, or potentially buy a unit and have an installation, I fully recommend you, because I know in my heart you're going to make it the same, if not better, because quite honestly, you've helped us along the way in this 2.0. Again, it's been a pleasure to work with you over the years because you've really helped fine-tune these units.
Yep.
And only because you've been working on the other units for so long. So I think it's fair that the viewers know that you're not just some fly-by-night guy that just started, you know, willy-nilly picking up a wrench and saying, oh, I'll work on a tow truck now. I mean, you've been working on
I've been
trucks.
working on cars and trucks for 30 years.
The favorite part of this business for me is to see the clients have some apprehension, they pull the trigger, and then they're happy. You know, so I know in my heart that we're doing the right thing because we're getting the response that we've tried to get for years, and it's been a tight fight. You know, so we finally are getting to the point where there's a decade of R&D into this thing, and with, you know, help from outsiders as well, you know, we're receptive to it. If somebody's got a good idea, we're going to do it.
Well, tow truck drivers and owners are naturally skeptic people.
Yeah.
We are the most unreasonable knuckleheads out there in some way. You know, everything to us is somebody's trying to scam us. So, you know, one little bad thing can be worse than 10 good things.
Well,
And I haven't seen anything bad yet at all. So,
you're happy with the units.
totally happy 100% with the unit.
And everybody that we've showed this to has been very impressed with it. I mean, you know, not that we're suggesting towing, you know, a 1-ton with a 1-ton. Clearly, that's exceeding the capabilities of the brakes. But our point is, you know, if it can lift this diesel, a minivan, you know, a Taurus ain't going to do nothing to this equipment. And if you can't agree with that, then we're probably not the, you know, best people to call, because I think that this proves this unit is going to perform above and beyond what the expectations are of the consumer, because in my opinion, everything is built just enough to get by, where this thing is overbuilt, and the problems are very minute and elementary. So, you know, a loose fitting, an O-ring, you know, things that are very simplistic to solve. So,
And you're going to have wear and tear in anything anyways, mechanical, I don't care what it
But
is.
it's serviceable, like some of them are.
Yeah.
This is all serviceable.
so give me some more feedback. What's your favorite part of the serviceability, or, you know, what
The
is
fact that I
it?
can change a bushing instead of a whole crossbar is phenomenal.
Right.
Because these other ones that they need a crossbar every time you wear a bushing. There's no bushing.
Wow.
You know, if the pin wears,
you're saying
that's
that the metal pin is in the housing of the unit
It's
itself,
metal on metal,
and when you
every
wire
time,
it,
yep.
their answer is buy the whole freaking thing.
Replace the whole thing. This, you get a simple bushing, push it out, push it in, and you're done.
I just had a guy, Jonathan, he does a lot of junk cars, and he said, man, just sell me the L-arms. I'm like, you don't need the L-arms, dude. You just need the bushing, I promise you. And that hard bushing did not hurt that steel pin, I guarantee you. And you're right, man, half an hour later. And that's the thing, you know, how long did it take you to swap the bushings? Not long. It's a testament to a manufacturer listening to its clients, you know, and that's the thing. I'm very proud of it, and I know in my heart that when somebody gets this, they're going to be pleased with it. They just have to see the forest through the trees, so to speak. You know?
When it comes to, you know, expenses, you know, we like to look at the easy way out. But then, you know, I listened to something that you said, you know, how long is it going to be good for?
Right.
You know, that was what you said to me that stuck with me, and I said, you know, yeah, it's more money, but in the end, if I get 6 years, it's really the same money because I'm only going to get a year or two out of the other product. Correct. That's going to cost me the same money again. So,
my famous line is, you can't gross $200,000-300,000 with their equipment and not have to put tens of thousands back into it. Where you can gross millions with this and not have to put tens of thousands. So that's not even a race, you know. Do you want to do more installs? Do you want to do?
I would.
Okay. You enjoyed it? It was worth.
It was fun.
Yep.
I enjoy the trip out to Detroit, especially when you're buying dinner.
Well, you didn't even get to go to the Henry Ford. That's a museum that everybody should experience once in their lifetime, and we're literally 6 miles away from it. So it's such a pleasure for out-of-towners to go experience that. Come get a Superior product, and you know, experience the Detroit scenery and equipment.
I think your future is going to be pretty good here with this.
I can't thank you guys enough for coming, because that really made a big thing. I've seen a bunch of guys pull you guys off to the side, and all I see in my head is it really that good? Are you sure? You know, and I feel like
I got no reason to lie to anybody. I tell them the truth. If I didn't like it, I would tell you. I would tell him. I would tell everybody. And I mean, I speak from the heart when I say I'm very happy with the unit, and I can't, you know, thank you enough for helping me out. Actually.
You're helping us out, and that's where we thrive, knowing that you're not going to be in 2 years have a piece of junk. You know?